As Karnataka is soon headed to the polls, we're going to get you detailed analysis on every aspect of this election. Joining us today is my colleague Chetan, who's going to take us through what all is happening as far as reservations are concerned. Because currently there's a lot of chatter about it, but also there are protests that are taking place. Chetan, let's start. Let's go straight into it, actually. Now, we're talking about reservations, but how did this actually come about? And in the last few days, we've seen how there have been reservations specifically for Vokkaligas and Lingayats. And if you could take us a little bit through that.
See, reservation and Karnataka go a long way, just as many other parts of this country. And so far as Vokkaligas and Lingayats are concerned, there are two big dominant caste groups in Karnataka, and political parties have been favoring them over many years, especially in the season of elections. So there's no surprise why any party would want to appease these two uh, dominant caste groups. For instance, a majority of the chief ministers in the state, if that is a barometer to anything, have been from these two communities. So far as the caste reservation goes, the additions and deletions that have been taken place, there's been a long-standing demand in Karnataka for a rejig of the reservations, and the government, in fact, I think in 2012 had constituted Sadashiva committee, which had which has submitted its report, but consecutive governments thereafter have not been implementing it. And this had been one of the nagging issues that multiple caste groups, especially the scheduled castes and a few other caste groups that you see now who are on the streets protesting, including those indulged in stone pelting of Yediyurappa's house yesterday. They've all been demanding that there be a change in this reservation. And the BJP government last week, I think in a last minute ditch effort, just ahead of the elections, went ahead and rejigged the reservation matrix, but then it hasn't fully implemented the Sadashiv committee report. In fact, I don't know if any part of that has been implemented because that report has not officially been made public as yet.
So, like you were mentioning, there was an incident of stone pelting on Yediyurappa's home. Many would think that he's not even the chief minister. Why is he being targeted?
See, if you look at the Karnataka politics and especially what has been the driving force for the BJP, it has over the past at least 2.5 decades, it's been led by B.S. Yediyurappa, and he's been the face of the party, so to speak. And despite him announcing, retirement from electoral politics, he's hoping his son would be given ticket from Shikaripura, which is his home constituency and the place where this violence yesterday took place. Yediyurappa is the face of BJP, and a lot of people in Karnataka and even otherwise truly believe that he still has a lot of strings that he can pull within the party. And Bommai is said to be, I don't know if BJP would officially acknowledge this, but when Yediyurappa was asked to step down, Bommai is said to be one of the candidates that Yediyurappa backed. This is one analysis, but what the BJP says is that the protests from yesterday are being fueled by and motivated by the oppositions, especially the Congress, and that this is all orchestrated and it's not an organic protest that has erupted from the ground.
Now, coming straight to the point of reservations, how has reservations played a part in the performance of political parties? And has there or is there any connection between political parties' performance in these particular seats and them governing the state of Karnataka?
See, if you look at the number of seats that are reserved in Karnataka, they are nearly a quarter of the 224 seats that the assembly has. 51 seats, 36 for the scheduled castes and 15 for the scheduled tribes are reserved in the state. And while there's no, it's not a simple arithmetic when you speak of getting elected and forming the government. It is also a coincidence that in the last three elections, if you do an analysis, we're looking at the last three elections and not prior to that at this moment, because the last delimitation exercise was carried out in 2008, and that changed the seat matrix in Karnataka and the political reservations to respective seats. So from there, if you look at three elections that have happened, the party that has performed well in the reserved seats has gone on to form the government one way or the other. For instance, in 2008, when Yediyurappa led BJP formed the government, the BJP had taken most of the reserved seats, followed by Congress, and there were, I think, only 2 seats went to the GDS. But that sort of changed in 2013 when Siddaramaiah let Congress form the government, and subsequently in 2018, it, it goes on like that. So these seats are a very important factor in Karnataka politics because reports suggest that SCs and STs together form about 24% of the population, which, which is how the reservation has also happened. It's based on population, and therefore they are a really, really dominant set of groups. And it not only reflects in these 51 constituencies where there's a direct impact, but they're also spread across other constituencies.
And what are both the big, what actually more than two, what are all the political parties, the big ones in Karnataka, talking about and saying about reservations and how they think they will perform in these seats in general?
BJP, especially after last week, is now confident. People that we've spoken from with the party say that they are most likely to reap benefit from the recent reservation policy, and even otherwise, they feel that they are, on track to improve their tally from last time, and even probably reach the 2008 status where they had got 29 out of the 51 seats. While Congress, on the other hand, argues that on ground the situation is different, and there's been a long-standing disgruntlement among the communities, especially with atrocities increasing. And this is a Congress allegation, of course, that atrocities are increasing on ground, and the government has not been implementing schemes meant for SC/STs as it should have. So they feel that their tally is likely to improve. Congress, in fact, feels that it will widen the gap with BJP so far as reserved seats are concerned. In the last three elections of the cumulative 153, Congress is slightly ahead with 63 seats. So they feel that at the end of this polling, they'll widen that gap even more. The JDS, which is a smaller player of the three, is hoping to also repeat its performance in 2013, where they had bagged 11 seats. Right now, they're not doing as well because in 2018, I think they bagged about 7. So they want to improve on that and at least reach the 2013 thing, but they're hoping for more seats. So this is how the parties are looking at this thing, but only polling day will tell us what happens.
All right, Jason, thank you so much for breaking that down for us. Interesting because there is a lot of focus on reservations. We'll keep coming to you with more videos, more analysis, more on what's happening in the ground as elections in Karnataka truly kick off after the Election Commission announced those dates, and those also are expected to happen.
Thanks, Kritiki. Thank you for having me, and hope to have more of these conversations in the coming weeks. Thank you.